I'll be on. Yo, what's up? Hello, world. Welcome to Chicago Clubhouse Network presents the Midweek Bears Report. I'm one of your three beautiful hosts. I'm mad that I just said I usually reserve that for one of our other hosts. I'm one of your gracious hosts, Coach Chef Dion Muhammad, brought to you live from my living dining room bar, all purpose. And yeah, we got a show for you today. I can't say it's after a Bears win. It's not a Bears Monday, but it is after a Bears win. They beat the Lions, of course, and we'll get into that as well as into the next four games that are remaining on the schedule, as well as the upcoming Sunday noon matchup versus the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get Sugar and Vodka jumped on.
Hi, guys.
Yo, what's good, young lady? How's it going?
It's going good. It's Thursday.
Yes, it is. It is Thursday. It is the bane of my existence, even though it's a day off. Oh, I forgot how festive you are this time of year with the Bears gear, Bears everything background, and your Christmas tree. That's what's up. You got two of them. I remember from last week. So,
Yep.
without any further ado, since you're doing so well, of course, go ahead and give us a couple of those Chicago Clubhouse Network promos.
All right. Well, Monday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, CCP Fantasy, hosted by Cricket Kamish. Tuesday night, 8 Central Standard Time, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, hosted by T-Nick, JB, Foulmouth C, and Frank the Tank. And Wednesday night, She Said What She Said, hosted by Sherry Green, which she should be back with her new co-host mid-January. So get excited for that. Thursday night, we've been going on at 7 Central Standard Time, not 6 as of late, but to be determined. Midweek Bears Report, Amp, Coach, Chef, and of course me, Sugar and Vodka. And then Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Easy Does It, hosted by who else? Easy.
Thank you again, as always. Yeah, thank you again. And since some of that business has been due, let's bring on our veteran and the hypest dude in the crew, the hypest, most rambunctious guy. And what's good?
Hey, how's everybody doing? Coach Chef, Sugar and Vodka, my co-host. How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
I'm all right.
How
you doing?
All right. I must say this before we get started. Anytime we win, bear down, baby. It was a good week. Bear down.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Of course. You damn right. Ain't no lies told, my good sir. Revenge game, JF1. Yeah, I would say so.
It
not
was a
according
win
to
that
our.
I enjoyed very much.
Yeah, even our group chat was very interesting for the network. People were like, "It's amazing." Like we forget it's football, right? Like there are ebbs and flows in the game, and as soon as the Bears had one bad quarter, people was like, "It's over. They can't do it." I was like, "Bro, we get a whole game." They ain't. Hold on, the crazy part is they ain't been good all year, really. So it's like, bro, chillax. We got a whole second half. They came out. They played really good in the second half. The defense played outstanding. Um, let's just jump right into it. Our thoughts
But
about.
you know what?
Go ahead.
But you know what? Well, you know what? Real quick, Chef. I'll interject on that real quick. That chat be lit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like a roller coaster, but our chat be lit, man. You know what I'm
They
saying?
do.
On Sundays during
And
the game.
this is the first time I've been able to like be on it for a good portion
Oh,
because
man.
usually I'm at work all day.
Oh, man.
I took the weekend off because me and some high school friends of mine we did like a ugly sweater bar hopping thing down in Wrigleyville. Those who know about the Wrigleyville, how it's Wrigleyville anyway, but like ever since 2020 and the what's the doggone family, the Ricketts, they bought out a lot of stuff over there. There's been a lot of new bars, a lot of just a new development in Wrigleyville. Like a lot of money's coming in, so it's a different environment, but yet the same. But it's still bars all the way down Clark, as far as the damn I can see if you've ever been to Wrigleyville. So we went out Saturday night, and I took Saturday and Sunday out because I'm like, if I'm going out with my boys and we making this an event, I'm not going to be prepared to work on Sunday. So, we made that a thing. So I was home Sunday to actually watch the game, watch the first 3 quarters at home, watch another quarter at one of my good friends' houses. And then,
Though I went out on Sunday, and I definitely wasn't ready to work on Monday.
We know you are.
I was like,
Hey, I haven't said this in a long time, SV, but are you at liberty of letting us know the location of where you were watching the game? I know you were from a land far, far away, but
on the moon. But it was
okay.
there was all Bears fans there, and I was watching with a Bears friend.
That's what I was going to ask you. Was it a Bears bar?
Typically it's not, but that day it was. So
really?
That's what's up.
I thought you were giving me a clue because there's a bar in the far off land near where you live, where you're located, that I've been to in my travels, and the moon is plenty of them.
Yeah,
and moon is in the name of the bar.
But this moon is not technically Bears
Chicago.
Bar,
okay.
But it was that day. Even the people working behind had the Bears jerseys, and it was fucking awesome. I loved it.
But a lot of people are transplants from all over. We got Bears fans all over.
Drink a lot of IPA. Rough Monday. Rough Monday.
All right. So let's get into it. What are our thoughts about the Bears win? Sugar and Vodka, go right ahead. Since you were in a very friendly environment, and you were more intoxicated than I was. I guarantee you. I didn't start drinking till later that night. I was pretty sober during the game for the most part. What were your thoughts about the game?
I thought it was awesome. It was nice to see on both sides of the ball, and it was great. I enjoyed the entire game.
That's all you got? That's all you got?
Again, I was drinking a lot, and I did not rewatch it. So I did see the replays, but I know there was a lot of screaming.
Okay, that should be light. I got you. I respect that. I respect that. You know what? I was on the road for like the end of the third / beginning of the fourth. So then I was trying to watch it on my Fox app, and then I'll also listen to it on ESPN 1000, which is the new home of the Bears. So I kind of missed it, kind of. But of course I DVR, so I was rewatching it. Amp, what are your thoughts?
Man,
okay, we got Dave. Okay, Dave from LA, watching from LA. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you say that, okay, this is my concern because I'm moving next year. So somebody else who doesn't live here was telling me that they got the Bears game, and I'm like, well, was the Bears streaming on regular? Like, if you're not from the Midwest, was that the Fox affiliate? Like, hypothetically, if you live on the West Coast, who is the Fox affiliate for the noon game? Because you would have to stream that on the app to watch the Bears game, right? Am I wrong?
Depends who they're playing.
Depends on who they're playing, yeah.
Because California has, California has the Rams, the Chargers.
Right. On the West Coast. Okay.
And they still stream the Raiders a lot. Yeah.
I'm just concerned because I'll be moving to Phoenix next year, and one of my major concerns is where the hell, not just the fact I got to get up 2 hours early to watch the Bears game, but where the hell, like, am I going to have to stream it?
Oh, and the 49ers. You get the 49ers a lot. The Cardinals, of course.
I'm not ready for this movie.
But all the LA teams.
I'm going to have to buy a whole bunch of Chicago apps just to watch my teams. But I'm sorry, Am. Go right ahead.
And it'll be worth every penny that you spend, Coach Jeff.
That's right.
Fair enough. When I move, I'm overcompensating. I'm gonna have Bears stuff everywhere, all over my wherever I live.
Hey, like Mr. Chicago says, the Bears against everybody.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So, but my thoughts on the game is, it was a roller coaster, man. It was a roller coaster. I'm always happy with the W. I'm always happy with the W. It was some things I was displeased about, but most importantly, I was happy that we got the win. And I'll get into the other part later on. Yeah, but I was definitely pleased about the win. Absolutely.
Okay. It's not, don't worry, everybody. It's not everyone's device you're watching it on. It's me fiddling with my light and my stand. What I thought about the game, the Bears jumped out early. We had a bad second quarter offensively and defensively. And then the second half, they closed the game out. It was a little shaky. There were some things that didn't go right, but that's football. So I didn't panic. Like, in my heart, unlike the first Detroit game, which in my heart, I was like, bro, they're going to find a way to lose the game. I was sure we were going to win this game. And I was more sure, of course, after the touchdown to DJ Moore. But how the defense was
against them last week, though.
Don't do that. See, why do y'all do that? Don't tell that lie. Don't tell that story. I did not have the Bears. I haven't had the Bears losing since what week was that? I can't remember. I ain't had the Bears losing in a while. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know me and Sugar and Vodka had them winning against the Lions.
It's amazing how much you two remember what you two say, but not what I say. It's amazing.
Me and Am,
you know what? Just messing with you, Coach Jeff. I know you picked him. I'm just messing with you. I know you picked him.
You know we always give you a hard time.
I ain't worried about it. I'm with the smoke. But yeah, I thought it'd be a little closer because Detroit is still dangerous. But of course, Jared Goff doesn't have a good run versus the Bears, no matter who he plays with, even indoors or outdoors. I think his worst game statistically. I think he's thrown although he's playing the Bears now more because they're in the division. I think he's thrown more interceptions to the Bears than any other team that he's actually gone against as a pro athlete. I know when he was younger and when we had Trubisky in the year the Bears defense was like top 5, he had like a 3 or 4 interception game. He had 3 in the game that they won, which was incredible. But yeah, he didn't play well. I knew that he would struggle in the cold weather. The run game, I was shocked that they couldn't stop the run a little more, but when they needed the stops, when they needed the sacks, when they needed the turnovers, they got them. That pass rush is what we wanted to see once we got Sweat. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing one of our key guys who was underperforming until Sweat was traded for in Ngagwe. Apparently, he's out for the year. We'll get to those injuries later on. But he was on the uptick. He's leading the team in sacks as currently, although Montez Sweat has more season sacks. Montez Sweat is not. He's not leading the team currently as a Bear. But my thoughts were, it was a football game, and I enjoyed it, and I'm happy of the outcome. Of course, you want a few more stats to go a little more lean away, but Justin threw for over 200 yards. He had a passing touchdown. He had a rushing touchdown. He had no turnovers. So the game was good. I don't have any true gripe. The second quarter,
well, there's one thing with the Lions that we always agree on, that we will forever agree on, and I'll just play that right for y'all right now.
Yep. You know, my thing was this is when I really felt secure.
Wait. Listen.
Collaborative effort.
Wow.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's
Absolutely.
something that we will always agree on. Come on now.
We'll always agree on that. We'll always agree on that.
Okay. And what you got?
So what I was saying is when I became like sure, kind of like sure that the Bears was going to win the game, is when Justin Fields, the Lions were in cover one or the Rob defense, right? And
Okay.
everybody was on the line, and those two safeties was right there. All right. And when they got into that defense, Justin Fields made the adjustment, caught DJ Moore streaking left for that, and just dropped that dime on him. That's when I said, I'm like, okay, you remember that? You remember that? I'm like, this kid is growing, because that same defense a few games back had Justin Fields shook, but he saw that defense again and was like, boom, caught him, dropped that
Just
dime
like he will
on
be
him.
against the Browns.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Also, it's a funny thing about that. This is okay. So someone said something on one of the other forums I've heard. It said that was Justin Fields' best play as a Bears quarterback, not his best throw, his best play. And I'll explain why. It was his best play because the king of getting guys to jump off sides and then using that free play for big chunky yards of touchdowns is, of course, Aaron Rodgers. For a guy like Justin to make that throw after, because what if the past Bears quarterbacks, and probably 40% of quarterbacks do when they get to all sides, they just throw the ball on the ground. It's a dead ball play. We just do it again. The intuition for him to say, no, we're going to make something of this, and I'm going to let that bad boy ride, makes it single-handedly. It's better than his run against Detroit last year. It's better than his run against Miami. It's better than all his runs, all his throws. The idea that he was like, no, we're not just going to dead this play, because if you all remember, it was a fourth down. That whole sequence until the touchdown was trash.
Yeah.
Not the whole drive. Sequence. It was the fumble. It was the throwaway, which they called back on the sack that he didn't see. He wouldn't have felt it. That sack came.
It was the two offsides. Yeah, two off.
Yeah. That whole sequence right before the first, second, third down. It was atrocious. And him keeping his mind going ahead and making that throw, even with the offside jump, to not say, hey, and even the coaches having the gusto. Hey, we talk a lot of shit about Eberflus, but for them to go for it on fourth down, and it wasn't like 4th and 4. It was like 4th and 13 after that second quarter where their fourth down and one call was horrendous. Bravo. Kudos. Best play by Justin Fields. So what do we do? Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, because had we not made that fourth down, where we having a different kind of conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? But just to have that faith in our quarterback and our offensive line to call that play, like you said, kudos to him, because I give him enough heat. But when he's right and he you know what I'm saying, he stepped out on it, I give it to him, man. Kudos. Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. And I know Sugar and Vodka, wherever bar you was at, I know that place was rocking after that touchdown, because that was spot on. It wasn't. I've seen him throw better balls, like tighter windows, like essentially DJ beat the guy by like 3 or 4 steps. He beat him clean out of man press, not even press. It was just man defense. And they walked the safeties up, and then if you watch the replays, the safety didn't even move, and Justin looked at DJ the whole time. He didn't move. It was like, you're not gonna go to the guy. Okay. Right. I don't have this. I don't know why.
He came up. I don't know. He came up into the box, and he left DJ. Yeah, he just left DJ.
I don't know why. I don't know what the defensive call was. I don't give a damn. I just know that DJ did what DJ does. I don't know if you have this stat. I was trying to get some stats for our producer to pull up, but there's a stat that says that DJ Moore and JF1 have the highest passer rating of any quarterback receiver combo in the NFL. That's not hyperbole. That's not exaggeration. When JF1 targets DJ Moore, it's the highest passer rating than any other single quarterback and any other single receiver, even Tua and Tyreek Hill. DJ and JF1 have the highest passer rating connecting from those two than any other combination in the NFL. The man is averaging 96 yards a game while Justin is the starter.
Yeah, and not only that, JF1, 5,000 passing yards, 2,000 passing yards, the second fastest in the NFL history to reach that milestone. So yeah, it's a great duo.
Leading the NFL in rushing as quarterbacks with 5.1 yards a carry as a quarterback. Hey, so
he's running less. And he's running less.
And he's running well.
So before we get to the grades, the only other thought would be, I don't know you guys are gonna agree. It's like when last year he did a good job on runs that were by just his intuition getting out and making plays. And also we were calling some pretty good run plays from the OC. All the runs that he called Sunday for JF1 were shit. What? I'm sorry. They were all trash.
Yeah,
they were all trash.
I was waiting to see where you were going with this, Jeff.
All the QB runs that were called, not them escaping, all the ones that were called. And they were. It just wasn't they were trash. They was getting blown up. Like he was getting smacked on all of those. Like where's the RPO? It was straight. Like they were trying to run power where you pull the guard or you pull someone, you pull and pinch to run power. None of that shit was working. Some of those short yardage. I'm like, you got the big back and Foreman. Khalil's not been playing with. You know what? I think that high ankle is still affecting because he doesn't look explosive like he did prior to the ankle. He's a really explosive guy, so I think that's still affecting him. Right now, Foreman is definitely the best running back on the roster. But let's go ahead and jump into these grades. We're already 20. Oh no, we're on time. Let's go ahead and jump into these grades. Sugar and Vodka, I need your offensive grade, I need your defensive grade, and your coaching grade for Sunday, a big win versus the Lions.
Offensive grade, I'll give him an A-. Defensive.
Whoa.
Defensive, I'll give them also an A-. And coaching, oh my God. Well, Getsy still gets an F. But I'll give Coach Fuckus a better grade. So even them out, and I'll say a C+.
Ooh, C+. Okay. All right.
Because Getsy brings it down,
He had one that quarter, but yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. Yeah. But Ab, what you got? Offense, defense, coaching.
That was very nice of you, Sugar and Vodka. That was very, very nice of you. So here I am. Offense, a B. Right? Defense, a B. And coaching, a C.
Okay. Defense a B?
Really? Better grade than me?
Yeah, because of Sweat. Yeah. That man's
just
a beast.
It wouldn't just Sweat. It wouldn't Sweat.
Well,
that whole
because of him, everybody else has stepped up.
The pass rush most definitely.
That's what I'm talking about.
So offensively, I'm going to give them a B+. I still want to see more from the running game. Once again, we don't have any running backs who have eclipsed more than 14 or 15 carries. I think that's still in the diamond. I know Justin's running the ball at about close to a dozen times a game, but still, knowing that Foreman's kind of the most formidable running back, I want to see more carries from him. If we're not giving him the ball enough, so that affects the offense as a whole. So I'm going to give that a B+. Pass rush looked better. There were some holes, but hey, no pass rush is perfect. I'm going to give the defense an A. Because they still had 2 interceptions. JJ had an NO. Our linebacker had an NO. We had a fumble. The only points we allowed were all in the third quarter. So they shut them out for three quarters. 0 points in 3 quarters. And We also, I think, no, he missed the extra point. But what more? You got 3.5, between 3.5 and 4.5 sacks. You got 3 turnovers, and you blanked the team for 3 quarters. The only other thing you could have done is literally shut them out. Like you couldn't have played any better as a defense. And you set your and you set your offense up. So I'm going to give defense an A. In coaching, I'm going to give a B minus. I'm going to give a B minus because of the second quarter, and not because they gave up 13, not because they gave points up in the second quarter. I'm giving them a B minus because I don't even say the coaching, the Eberflus play calling in the second quarter was bad. I just think that the Lions were just making better plays. I know we had a comment in our group chat about why did they stop blitzing. Actually, ever since they've gotten Sweat about 2 games ago, the Bears haven't blitzed a whole lot because they've been getting pressure with 4. So when you're getting pressure with 4, you have to blitz. Eberflus doesn't want to blitz with this particular 4-3 cover 2 defense. It's not a part of what the defense does. No cover 2 defense wants to blitz more than the 4 if you're getting 4 to rush because you want to drop those guys in coverage to get the turnovers. But the coaching obviously is a decline because of, so I would have gave Eberflus individually more. I would have gave him a higher grade. Yeah, thank you for his stats since becoming a Bear and where they rank points per game. From 4 to 9.
What a difference!
Huge. They've been trending up since week 6, but of course, having a pass rush makes everything better.
Total yards, it's like we've come up.
Look at that, yeah.
Second
most definitely.
Forced turnovers.
Even Justin Jones, the guy we were criticizing, who played well last year, he's a guy who needs that edge rush because he's not a guy who can make plays all by himself. He's not that type of player. He's a guy who needs the ends to get pressure so he can pursue. Even his sacks have gone up since the Sweat trade. And then so really I gave him a B minus because of that second quarter with the play calling and those runs and situational play calling from Getsy. It kills us every week. Look, sometimes you're going to call a play and the defense is just going to have your number. But it's the type of play you call at the time which makes it worse. Like I could call a play, I could call an I formation dive. But if the defense pinches their D tackles and the safety walks up, if I don't have a check, that's just the defense countering the play call. It doesn't make it a bad play call. But some of his play calls, like the 4th and 1, like I get why you call the 4th and 1 toss to DJ, but you didn't put no one in motion. You didn't move anything around. You just had like a stagnated formation, and that's something Getsy does a lot. So those are my grades.
Check this out. Let me interject on that part right there, real quick. On that play calling thing, man. You know, it was suspect at best, especially the run plays. Anytime you take our starting quarterback JF1 on a 3rd and 2, and you try to run him up the middle, and he gets pancaked by the linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on.
That's what I said. Get play calling was suspect.
I missed that.
Well,
At
Warren
best.
Smith, I think, is the one that brought it up too. We have to address the fucking refs and those fucking late hits.
I got that, Sugar. I got that, Sugar Box. I got that. Sugar Box. I got that. Yeah.
The first play of the game, that was idiotic as hell. Them not calling it. They don't call that for him at all.
No.
At all.
No. They're literally making him Cam Newton. They're making him Cam Newton.
Blatant.
I mean, if I'm wrong, someone in the audience or one of my co-hosts stop me.
Ridiculous.
But that's the exact same thing that was happening to Cam Newton. That shortened his career.
Exactly. But here's the problem, though. Cam is not JF1 is not as physical as Cam was. He's not.
That's my point. He
doesn't.
He's not as strong, but Cam Newton was, and for that reason, he wasn't getting the call. So I'm trying to figure out, like,
why he can't get the call.
Why he can't get the call? If it was Patrick Mahomes, oh my goodness.
Definitely.
Or God forbid Rodgers. Oh my God. The whistles would have been blown. Everybody would throw their flag. They would have went to break.
Now, let's not get it confused.
A plate of cookies and milk.
Oh Lord, you're right. Now, not to be confused, Justin is not a small guy. Like, he's 6'3", 220, 230, so he's a big guy. But he doesn't have
6'3",
running.
230.
Right. He doesn't have the same running style as Cam Newton did. Cam was 2 inches taller, 15 pounds heavier, and he ran more physical. Cam still has the record for most touchdowns by a quarterback in a single season. He has the most runs by a quarterback on 1 yard goal line plays. I think the only quarterback coming close would be someone like a Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a more physical runner than Justin is. So yeah, he hasn't been getting them calls at all, and that would be something that
Jalen Hurts is getting those calls though. That's my point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is getting those calls. That's my point. So like, what's the difference? I know. I'm thinking like I know it's because we're the Bears. We're the Bears. They're used to. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's changed. Evilfuss, Coach Evilfuss said he took it to the. Said he took film to the man. I'm never gonna call him by his real name. I'm not. I'm just not.
Neither will I.
He said he took film to the league. He took film to the league to show them, like, look. You know what I'm saying? And still, nothing is happening, man. So I'm
most definitely.
You know, I'm concerned about that.
Hey, producer, before we jump into Sugar and Vodka segment, I just want to go over the past comments so we can get those comments answered and or just talked about. We can start from some shout out Warren Smith out in Bolette, from Wisconsin. We can start from
What's up, Warren?
Let's start from the Warren Smith. We need to discuss the disrespectful Jay. Oh no, we already got that comment. Edward shouldn't. How about Frank's comment? There's a scheming before. Yeah, we'll start from there and work our way down. They are scheming their front four, and I don't know what ND, moving Sweat around and working to keep. Oh yes, so yeah, the scheming their front four on moving Sweat around, and it's working. It's better. I think that's a good idea. I think when you have a premier defensive end like Sweat, you let him dictate where he want to go per play. All the better rush ends do that. They move from side to side to get kind of a groove. And also it frees up your other end so he can work the other tackle. And since Sweat has been on the team, even though he's injured now with a broken ankle, Ngakoue has been playing better. Both of them together, and that's what we wanted. I mean, that's for later, but I'm kind of in favor of maybe signing Ngakoue on another 1 year deal, but for way less money, just to have him as a rotational guy, because you can never have enough quality pass rushers. What's the next comment there after Frank's? Thank you, Frank. What we got next? Warren Smith, Tyrek should have had an innocent. Tyrek. Oh, Tyreek should have had an exception as well. Hey man, they're DBs for a reason, brother. They're DBs because they can't catch. That's what they're DBs for.
That's it. Hey, but you know what? They're DBs, and so you know they're not gonna catch the ball every time. But that kid, Tyreek, see, matter of fact, that entire secondary is stout. Those are some ballers.
Who was it in the group chat? Was like, oh, we've got to sit Tyreek. He doesn't play good as well as the other rookie. Somebody said it. I'm like, bro, he's the type of corner. He's the type of corner. He's gotten better this year. Yes, he was getting torched a lot. The type of style the physical style, he's going to give up some plays, or he's going to get some penalties because he's that type of corner. You don't want to coach that out of that. His aggression is what makes him. It's why he went so high. If he wasn't as aggressive as quarterback as he is, they wouldn't have took him where they took him. But I appreciate that anyway, Frank. Warren in Wisconsin. What's the next one before we get to the next segment? The fourth one should have been called to more. Guess he said in the presser that it was a pre-snap blunder because the safety was cheating. Okay, thank you, Crazy. So I didn't hear it. But yes, if you actually rewatch that play, I know you watched the game at least twice. And
I did.
That safety, that safety had walked up to where they were running the play. Like why don't the thing about Getsy is that he doesn't do enough pre-snap motioning on plays.
That's the problem right there. And then he thinks everyone else is stupid. You know what I'm saying? That we're not stupid, not football knowledgeable. Like we're not watching this. Like we don't understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And so when he gets to the press conference, he just sounds like a clown, man. He sounds like a clown.
Every fucking time. That's why he's
every time.
After the third book.
Right, and even with that play call, I didn't think it was a bad play call. I think the defense just played better. Like you can have a wrinkle, but just a toss. Now, to be fair to the play call, DJ Moore is amazing after the tackle. So even with the safety in that hole, you can't you thought he was gonna make him miss, but the defensive player just made an outstanding play. So it looks like a really bad play call, but everything that the Lions did on that play was just better execution than the Bears. Because when I was like, oh, DJ breaks tackles all the fucking time. He's going to break this tackle. And the dude was like, no, not this time. So that to me, although we criticize the play call, I just think the Lions played that perfectly. And sometimes that happens. That happens on both ends. It's how football goes. Sometimes the defense gets your number. You just hope that you have their number more than not. Franklin with another comment. I literally break my neck on Getsy's voodoo doll every time I see a design Phil's run. Go back to that. You're 100% right. You don't have to go back. Never mind. Don't go back. Right. Every time, especially the second half of this season since he's been back from injury, all those design runs have gone nowhere.
Nowhere.
I don't have a stat.
Absolutely nowhere.
But I've watched the game ever since Justin came back from his injury. The bulk, I would roughly say 80% of those design running plays by the quarterback have been essentially gaining less than his average of 5.1 a game. I think
we should start calling Getsy Shitsy.
Hey, Chickenbuck, I like that because you know what? Every time he calls a design run play, like I have everything crossed. I'm talking about fingers, toes. You know what I'm saying? Eyes. My eyes are crossed. My fingers are crossed. My toes are crossed because he's calling a run play for JF1, man, and he just doesn't get it. He's not looking at the defensive scheme.
The only thing I'll say, the only one I guess I'll save it for my segment. All right.
Yeah, we're almost through them. 36 games, Phil's only gotten eight penalties. That's horrendous. Unnecessary roughing in 36 games. That's us for a guy who runs. Just because he's athletic cannot be an excuse why you can't get more roughing calls than 36 games, 8 roughing calls, and 3 unnecessary roughness calls. That's bull. That's BS.
And here's the kicker: they're going for his head now. They're not just slamming him. I mean, they're like literally going for his head, his hands. You can see it. You can actually see it. You know what I'm saying? It's too obvious, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
On 670 to score, they went the fuck off. And they were like, I give Eberflus, Coach fuck us. But they didn't use that word. But anyway, you know what I mean? To go fucking Ditka on them. To go the fuck off and say, what the fuck? He's like, I don't want him throwing anything or,
right. Get ejected.
Get ejected.
But you know what I mean?
Don't get ejected. Don't get ejected.
Yeah.
I don't know who that
is. Show some fire, man.
Because it's fucking ridiculous.
Coach Jeff, what do we lose? What do we lose if Eberflus gets ejected? What do we lose?
The defensive play caller. Who the hell is the defensive play caller right now?
Damn it.
That's what Williams is for. That's what the brother's for. Go ahead. So
that's how he tries to get people to like him. He's like, well, I fucking suck and I'm fucking trying. I'm a fucking head coach. But hey, do you see my defensive calls? Defensive coordinator. Hey.
No. All right.
My head coaching may be an F, but my defense coordinator vibes, I'm a solid C.
He's better than that. He's an outstanding defensive play
He's
caller.
getting better, but still fuck him.
So let's go ahead and just jump right into this segment. The next segment is Sugar and Vodka segment. Sugar and Vodka. What made her take a shot at vodka? What made her? Although the things that made her take a shot at vodka might have been good things this week. That's why she can't really remember about the game because she was taking shots of vodka. So lo and behold, without any further ado,
You're not gonna take that. You're not gonna take that sugar and vodka. Give it to him. Give it to him.
I didn't drink any vodka on that day. Otherwise, it would have been much worse. But anyway.
Before we get started, do we have is our guest queued up to come on with us for your segment?
Jake, show up.
Producer, yes, no? Is he here?
No, he's not here yet. For some reason, I can't talk without me being up, so.
It's fine. I will go with my...
Okay. So I thought we were going to have a guest pop up with you on your segment, but go right ahead.
I will start with my vodka moments, which, again, there wasn't many. The vodka moments is... See? Coach Chef will be proud of me. I'm not going to call this on the coaching. It's all on the fucking refs because of that fucking late hit. And what the fuck are they doing not calling it? And it's so fucking annoying. It's annoying to everybody. And I'm sure Coach Amp and his amped up is going to go off on it well more than I will. But that's the only thing I have to say. So I know that's what he's going to go off on. So I'll leave it up to him. But I just have to point that out. That's the vodka moment. The sugar moments. I will give Shitsy. I will say something positive, which was always hard, but I will say something positive. There wasn't the screenplays left, right. So we'll give that to him. Just that. And Coach Fuckus, he did good. He did the defense, not as head coach, never, but defensive plays. But I think he still needs to fucking get more amped. He needs to get more amped up. He needs to be more like amp and get the fuck amped up when shit goes wrong and when calls go wrong. He can't just be sitting there like, okay. Well, that was a late hit, right? Okay. Well, I guess we'll just do that later. Oh my gosh, my time's already up. My time goes by so fast. But yeah, that is my sugar and vodka. And like I said, there was much more sugar than vodka.
Your time wasn't up. I think you just had a limited option of things that you were that you tagged for the day. Let's go ahead and see some comments.
But always good, sugar and vodka, always good.
Some comments after that. If anyone has anything to say in regards, I know we had someone new on the chat, Mr. Producer. That would be Los Bear. Los Bear down. Okay. I'm slow. The Spanish. Los Bear down.
Yeah, he did need some vodka after those hits.
Yeah. It's kind of choppy.
Got it.
But I mean, talked to it before the game. So yeah,
read that for me.
It's a little choppy, but it says, I talk to them before every game. I'm assuming that you're a coach at some level. Before every game. That would be something I would ask the rest if I was the coach. I'm like, hey, we don't get these calls. In fact, I would have the stat that Crazy Ace gave us producing today about in 36 games how we don't get enough roughing or penalties against our quarterback. We got to let these refs know prior to the game, like, hey, when our quarterback slides, he shouldn't be getting hit. That's the reason why you slide is not to get fucking hit. Anything about that? Just
that statement.
He's talking about Justin Fields talking to the refs. Justin Fields gave a comment about him talking to the refs this week, and that's what he's saying. He talks to them before every game.
And asked them to pay attention. Yeah, but those comments right there are from my son Carlos. Those are from my son Carlos. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, thank you, Carlos.
We talk about it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the thing that even the head coach shit. If I'm the GM, I'm sending tape to the fucking league office. Like why? And I would have examples of our quarterback getting hit, and then I would have our film crew find examples of other quarterbacks on those same plays getting those calls to be like, hey, what the fuck is wrong with this? Why is our guy getting non-preferential treatment as a quarterback who is a quarterback who happens to just run sometimes? It's not like he's leading the league in rushing this year with 1,000 yards. So we definitely, everyone in the organization should definitely be sending something to the league office and talking to the repping groups about the BS. So let's just jump right into our next segment. We're slightly behind, but that's cool. Just to go ahead and get into this. This week, the Bears play the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. We're familiar with the weather, so weather's not an issue, obviously. And Cleveland, I don't know if producer can bring this up. Cleveland has a lot of injuries, a lot of injuries. I know that we have some concerns in our group chat about correction. Mr. Chicago had superior confliction, major condensation, and I'm just coming up with trying to figure out all these adjectives for conflict. He has so much issue with how we're going to block and game plan for Myles Garrett. What I will say is the Browns are missing both. Yeah, there we go. Both starting
injuries. They're half the team. No.
So two of those top guys are Browns outside. Two of those guys are their starting tackles. One's a key running back. They got a safety who's out. Their starting cornerback may or may not play. Most of those guys are starters. So I'm not as concerned with our pass protection as is of how we're going to attack our defensively and make sure we keep Flacco from producing yards. He's not played outstanding, but he's played well enough. He's a veteran. He knows how to get rid of the ball. They do have a couple threats, but we've got to take advantage for the fact that they don't have starting tackles. We're playing against backup tackles. Also, they've been trending down. What is the Browns record right now? I did not get that, but what is the Browns record right now?
I think they're in the hunt. They're in the hunt for a wild card, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have that Ace?
Well, they're 8-5 right now.
There you go.
Okay, so they're
leading the division. Yeah.
They're still a really good team, but we just beat a really good team, so it's no reason why we can't beat them. Yes, everyone knows Myles Garrett is Myles Garrett. He's not human sometimes, but
and it's Flacco. It's fucking Flacco.
They've got, there we go. There's some other stats. Yeah, offensive ranked. Their defense is ranked first. Now, is that an all stats like passing yards or just other things?
It's not just their defense. You go to their special teams. That's the number one unit in the NFL, right?
Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah. The defense last week, they forced a total of 8 turnovers, 4 sacks, and 4 turnovers. That defense is stout. That Browns defense is stout. So I'm with Mr. Chicago. I agree 100% with him. And far as Flacco, I'm not concerned about Flacco. As long as our front four continues to play the way they played. Because Flacco is not as you know what? Flacco is not as mobile as golf. He's not. He's just not.
He's not. He's 38.
Well, they gave him big incentives to. Well, you get here, you get paid this much. They're dingling all these carrots in front of him.
I mean, hey, in this game, you need incentives to perform even better. But we're playing a winning team. I think that this is a very winnable game. We'll do a prediction later. But yeah, we're playing them at home. We're playing a very stout defense. We're playing a really good special teams. As Amp let us know, I did not know their special teams was extraordinary in that fashion. But I think that the Bears are trending up. So, do we have anyone commenting on anything relative to what their thoughts are?
I do. One quick comment. I believe in order for us to win this game.
Go ahead.
In order for us to win this game, my goodness, Getsy. We must run the ball. In order to pass, you know where I'm going with this, Coach Chef. In order to beat this
and that's
team,
why I'm going to vodka.
In order to beat this Browns team, we must run the ball with the healthiest running back on our team. Don't put Roshan up in there and thinking you're going to run against this front four. You're not. So if Khalil Herbert is the most healthiest, that we must run the ball. For JF1 to be effective against this team. And that's all I have, man.
Hey, I wanna get amped up. Getsy said that he didn't know that Justin Fields got sacked 9 times.
He didn't say that. I heard that.
You know what, Ace? I was going there, brother. I heard that.
We'll get to that segment.
I was going there. Yeah.
But
Hey, but thanks for pumping me up.
I saw that question. I heard that comment. I heard that comment in the presser. I actually rewatched his segment of the presser, and I'm split on it. Yes, I'm frustrated that you didn't know that because yes, you weren't here, but you should be looking at tape from the previous game because their coaching staff, if I'm not mistaken, the Browns coaching staff is the same it was 2 years ago. So what makes you wouldn't try to run the same scheme versus this Bears team? Now, yes, the Bears personnel is different, but the Bears, their quarterback isn't different. Like, it's worth taking a look at it. It's worth it. It's worth watching the damn film.
It's Getsy.
Yeah.
Need we say more? It's Getsy. Huh. Yeah, hey, yeah, later.
Well, just like he said the other day, he's like, well, I don't put any pressure more than I put pressure on myself and the urgency.
Well,
and it's just like
I can partly agree with that. I say the same thing. I put more on myself than any outside influence because if you listen to the people outside, whether you're doing a great job or bad job, if you let all the outside noise in, you'll be more effective. You just don't want to hear them talk.
You know what? Sometimes you need to humble yourself. Sometimes you need to humble yourself because I'm sure he has to have a network. He has to have a network that are watching this game films with him and they're saying, hey, look, coach.
Getsy fucking lives in
after the first 15 scripted plays, man, you're stinking up the joint. We're really stinking up the joint. You know, so
we haven't even got to the segment yet. But that's the thing. That's why you have all these coaches at the NFL level. Like you have all of these analysis people and people beneath you doing the grunt work. I'm not saying Getsy has to watch the full game, but he can tell an assistant, whatever assistant analyst they got, hey, I want you to show me. I want the film to show me all the blitzes that he was sacked on. What personnel were we in? What blocking scheme were we in? Yes, Justin was a rookie, but he should know the play call or something. I know he's not running the same offense, but we should have some idea that we're not doing the same thing. And then you take obviously the recent film. You take the film from 2 years ago. You take the recent film of the last, maybe not the whole season, but especially the last 4 games. So typically teams alter their game plan week to week. So the more recent stuff is what they're doing more recently than the stuff they did in game 1, 2, or 3, typically. Not all the time, but typically. And then you come up with a game plan based off of that, of how we're going to execute and take advantage of these things and how we're going to block this guy. Shoot, about 3-4 weeks ago, Myles Garrett, I forget who they were playing. Maybe it was, were they playing New England? But whatever team, they kept the extra tight end on Myles Garrett's side. And then every time Myles Garrett would move, the tight end would move too. So because obviously they were trying to block him.
The urgency he puts on his fucking self needs to be time 100. I don't know what the fuck he's watching or what the fuck people are telling him, but the urgency that he's putting on himself needs to be times 100. Well, nobody puts more urgency than I put on myself. Get the fuck out of here.
And I heard that from Sugar and Vodka. It's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of crap, man. I heard him say that. That's nonsense.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Your field that you were in, me and you kind of share the field. I'm currently in culinary. You did culinary.
Yes.
Where did you get more pressure as a cook or in any field you worked in? Was it from the outside noise, your executive chef, or the standard that you set for yourself to be great at your job? What pressure hurt more, your personal pressure or the pressure from others?
It was the pressure that I set on myself because I knew what the sous chef expected. I knew exactly what he expected from me. So it was the pressure that I set on myself. So I get where you're going with that, Coach Chef. That's a good analysis. That's a good analysis. Yeah.
We don't want to hear him say that. We want him to say other things, but there's nothing he could say besides either, well, everyone's right, I suck, but he's not going to say that. And then if he gets angry, like, Who the fuck are you guys? You're just guys watching TV. Then he's an asshole for talking about the fans. So he's just being the PC, middle of the road, offensive coordinator, just saying things so he can get through the fucking press conference. I'm sure that he knows. He might be one of those guys who doesn't even read the paper. He might be
He's just
oblivious.
talking out his ass, you mean?
He might be oblivious to the criticism. Someone has to know. His kids got to know. His wife got to know. His girlfriend. Somebody got to know. Somebody.
He was actually drinking the whole entire fucking game, but he fucking spoke anyway.
Because you can almost as they're walking off the field from that victory, you can almost see him like literally exhale, like You can almost see it. You know what I'm saying?
He knows. Oh my God.
Yes, he knows. He knows. Yeah.
Also, also the questions that the press ask him, it's clear that it's a bit of questioning and criticism. Here's one thing that I want to bring up. We said in the chat. We all were kind of betting on the over under for screenplays, and we didn't see our first receiver screen into the third quarter. Now, that was not a bad play call. That was blocked horrendously. It was a play to DJ Moore. It was a goal line, a pop screen, quick screen. Could have been more diverse. And if you watch it, the corner who's over top of DJ, he makes a tackle because Mooney. I don't know why the fuck we keep putting Mooney out there to block. Why are we putting 175 pounds on the block? So that's Getsy's problem. And then we have a tight end. So both the tight end and the slot receiver, the inside receiver, they both go block one guy, and no one gets the main guy who's the goddamn corner on top of goddamn Mooney, and he gets tackled. I'm not blaming Getsy for that. I'm blaming the personnel, which actually is his fault. Actually,
no, it is his fault. Stop, Coach Jeff. It's his fault, man.
I just said it. I said it's his fault. I said it, okay? Damn it. Trying to be the calm one here. Y'all keep this shit up. Thursday Night Football. Okay, Raiders up 21-0.
Watching over here, fourth down.
That's why I did not take that on that game.
Said Raiders up 21-0. Oh my goodness.
I did not bet on that game because I did not like the point spread. I didn't like shit about that game at all.
Chargers are garbage, man.
The Chargers are
garbage.
They're about to lose their head coach. I don't really care because I'm not a Chargers guy.
Always. I have the game over here, so when you guys see me look that way, that's what I'm looking at.
Hey, just let me know if the Chargers score. What quarter is it?
It should be the first still.
What's commercial now?
Second.
It's end of the first quarter.
I still can't find my goddamn
10 minutes to go.
Already? It's like, what the fuck?
My remote. Still can't find my goddamn
fire
stick. So let's move on. Let's since we're already trending that way, let's go ahead and jump into our next segment that we've been revving him up the entire fucking show. Amp. We got 2 minutes of Amped Up with your boy Anthony, aka.
Man, check this out. First of all, I'm going to start with these refs. First of all, no. I'm going to start where I always start, with Getsy. You don't sit there at no press conference talking this nonsense that you didn't know that QB1 has been sacked 8 times. Guess what, Getsy? It's because of what you're calling. It's your nonsense. It's those nonsensical plays that you're calling, that you're going to get our QB hurt, right? That's the first thing. I'm off of Getsy. I'm off of it because I don't want to take blood pressure medication. The second thing are these doggone refs. Are these refs? I made a statement earlier about Justin Fields being Cam Newton part 2. No, he's not as big. He's not as strong. He's not as fast. But guess what? He's getting hit just as damn hard. I mean, he's taking blows to the head. He's taking blows to the head with no cause. He's taking so many blows that JF1 is going to the refs and say, hey, just look at this. Look at this. And still, nothing. So we're going to lose our QB1 because they don't care about the Bears. It's obvious. I'm talking about the league, and it's obvious that Kevin Warren, Poles, who Evil Puss, somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because if they were doing what they're supposed to be doing, them flags would be coming out. They would be coming out like that. I'm sick of that. And last and final thing is I'm sick of this doggone media. And specifically, Shady McCoy. Shady McCoy and his co-host, Fox. They got the audacity to say, and somebody raise their hand if I'm wrong, got the audacity to say, trade Fields, right, for Caleb Williams, right, forget the draft pick, because Caleb Williams will be a better fit. Excuse me? That's not a QB that's playing on Saturday, that's better than JF1 today. That makes absolutely no sense. How do they even get on TV? Shady McCoy is just that, shady. I'm sick of hearing him. I'm sick of her. She couldn't even tell you Joy Fox couldn't tell you one receiver on the Bears. But she can tell you that we need to let JF1 go and draft Caleb Williams instead of taking the draft capital. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them. And if you're with me, raise your hand. And if you're really with me, let's all call the network and let's get them fired. And that's what I'm amped up about.
And that's it.
And that was brought to you by the Get Off My Lawn moment.
That's why when he said he had it,
Get off my lawn.
I'm gonna let him have it. He'll go off.
Man, for real though. That's real, man. That's real.
Hey, producer. Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, them comments was all day, baby. Let's go to the comments. Let's attack the comments. Now we're on point. Let's see, where we gonna start? Yeah, we hitting all of them. Let's go through them until we find like one that's an actual question we can respond to. Emblem level 9,000, always and forever. Damn it. Spitting straight fire. Thank you, Jeremy. Everybody love that. Your son with the laugh emojis. Well said, Am Crooked Commish. Thank you, sir.
All right, Commish.
Tanya Smith. Well,
hey, what's up, T? What's up, T? That's my friend, T. What's up?
With the pill, okay. with the blood pressure medicine.
Man,
Jose,
man.
Okay, Jose, thank you. I haven't seen that name in the chat before. Thank you for chiming in. He just put his hands up like, hey, man. Miss Brooks, thank you so much for chiming in. Amp, tell us how you really feel. He ain't gonna not tell you. Didn't just give up. Oh Lord, here you go. I thought Frank would have typed that in. He didn't give. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into players sitting out and if they're tough. He ain't the only player sitting out. Okay, if that's the case, then Marvin Harrison Jr. is quitting on his team, and we all want him on the damn team. Do we care that Marvin Harrison Jr. ain't gonna play in a bowl game? Hell no, if we draft.
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't.
We don't give a damn. It's a fucking bowl game. They ain't competing for a national championship. What are you doing with the first round draft pick? We went through that last week. We can slightly get into it again if you all want to.
We can get into that for a minute. Yeah. Go ahead.
Because the draft alignment has changed. The Bears are still the Panthers are still horrible, so we're still slotted at number 1, but we're no longer at number 5. I believe we dropped to number 7 with the win. So I predicted we'd be probably. I predicted we won more games by the end of the year. We wouldn't be drafting. They wouldn't be as close. Our actual pick would be closer to 10, 9, 10, 11, 12 with some more wins. Definitely time to replace the offensive staff and defensive staff of the Bears. No, I'm not going to say that, Tanya. I think the defensive staff is fine. I think the offensive coordinator specifically, no one's arguing yes, though. No one's arguing.
Jeff, my question is do you think that Coach Fuckus is going to continue calling defensive plays, or are we going to get an actual defensive coordinator? He ain't going to keep doing both. He's not going to drop down.
They all have to go. They all have to go, Sugar and Vodka.
And that's my problem, is he's not going to fucking drop down to what he's best at and just do the defensive calling. He's going to be the fucking head coach, and then we're going to get somebody else for the defensive coordinator.
It's his scheme. They're not going to fire him if they win these games. I'm gonna get into that right after the last
They
question.
will. They will. They will.
My overthought on the Bears was that it's a very good win. We're seeing some growth from JF1, but still needs the ball security issues. He hasn't fumbled. He didn't fumble. He had no turnovers last week. No fumbles. I know there was a questionable fumble on the play that was not called a fumble because he threw the ball before he was sacked. But the D is really, really good. I think the D is trending that top 10, the top 5 next season.
Let me reiterate this. I said this last week, and I'm gonna be quick about it. We saw this show before. I'm saying if the Bears finish with a single win season again, if they don't win double-digit wins, this coaching staff goes, because this is the exact same thing, stop me if I'm wrong, that we saw last season. Those last 5 games, they balled out. And Coach
I would love it, but I don't fucking think they're gonna fire fucking
it's happening.
Coach
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So you didn't see that? You didn't see this movie last year?
I'm gonna leave my fucking shit, because if they keep Getsy too, I'll be like, what in the fuck are they fucking thinking? That's what I'm saying,
Sugar and Vodka. That's what I'm saying. You can't keep one and let go the other. Yeah.
I gotta cool y'all down. Okay. They lost 14 straight games. They ended with a 10-game losing streak last year. That defense was averaging 13 points giving up a game. The defense this year is not giving up many points, and we've just saw the stats even prior to with Sweat.
I forgot to say this in my thing. And congratulations to Coach Fuckus for finally winning 2 in a row. Yay! I wish I could get like a little. There we go.
I need a church fan for you two. I need a church fan, so I'm gonna take my son's little clip fan here. Cool y'all down.
Those little hands that clap together, like they have like for the bulls when they go like that. Those that go.
Okay.
Coaching staff.
We're gonna jump right into something that the segment we went over some comments, crazy eights and comments out there in the media. Fields is tired of Getsy now, so it's Getsy. Yes, we've all said that. I still don't think they're gonna fire Flus, especially if they win more games. So, for instance, last week's question was, what is the Bears' finishing record for the last 5 games? Sugar and Vodka said 3-2, Amp said 1-4, and I said 4-1. Now they just won that game, so that's the one. So you're telling me that even if we lose this Brown game, you think they're gonna lose to Atlanta, an indoor team from the South, and they're gonna lose to what's the other team we play?
Fucking Packers.
No, not the Packers. I'm talking about the 2 games after the Browns game. Atlanta.
Who is it? Atlanta. I know it's the Packers, but it's not.
Lord.
It's
anyway,
Arizona, Atlanta,
Arizona.
Green Bay.
Arizona. We have does.
Thank you, voice of God. Okay,
Now,
I'm still going to stick with my record. I'm going to ask every show at the end of the season. So this is what I want to ask. We just went over comments. The next segment we're getting into is, how will the Bears finish? So last week, like I said, Sugar Vodka had 3-2, Amp had 1-4, I had 4-1. So we've got 4 games left now. What is your finishing record, Sugar and Vodka? Now, is this? They've already got the win, so now you stand at 2-2. Are you going to stick with 2-2 with 4 games?
No.
Okay. 4 games left. What's the finishing record?
I don't know. We have to fucking win against the Packers. That's just it just has to fucking happen. If it doesn't happen, that's what's gonna fucking break my heart and ruin the whole fucking season. We have to fucking win that fucking game. Period. Fucking period. I don't give a fuck about anything else, but we do have to win that fucking game. Period.
So if you don't,
the Browns this weekend, I think it'll be a close game, but I think we'll pull it off. The Cardinals, I don't know. I think they'll give us problems. I don't know the fuck why, but I have a feeling that they will. Again,
it's a
I
home
don't
game.
really. I don't. I don't
Tiny
know.
Kyler playing in cold weather.
Yeah. I think I know, but I think that little mouse is just gonna give us problems. He's gonna like just go because it's cold. He's gonna go running to stay warm. You know what I mean? He's gonna be like he's just gonna be scurrying everywhere. He's gonna be like that. What the fuck was his name that played on the Saints? The little short guy. Can I remember?
Darius Sproles?
No. He's
No.
like. I'll find out.
What's your record?
But,
4 games.
And the
I know
Falcons.
4 games.
The Falcons, I think, will win.
So you have.
But again, the Packers is the only game. But all I can say is we better fucking win, or I'm gonna lose my shit. We have to fucking win that fucking game.
Jose, we don't have the tiebreaker. We have to beat the Packers. We have the tiebreaker in our division with the Minnesota and with the Packers, because we split with the Lions and we split with Minnesota. We have not split officially.
To win with the fucking Packers.
With the Packers, right.
It may come down to that game. But so what's your record? 4 games left. What's your record? Final 4. You can change it. You can keep it the same. So far, they've already won the 3 out of the.
Well, obviously, I'm changing it, and we're gonna win more. So.
Okay, so what you got? 3-1, 4-0.
3.
Which one? 4-0, 3-1. Okay.
I'm not saying who the 3-1, but it'll be.
Okay.
Going with 3-1.
Are you? They've already got their 1 win that you said. Are you going on for the rest of the record?
Hey, I said what I said. Did you actually think I was gonna say? You know what? They have another one in them. I said 1-4 last week.
So you're telling me that
we got the one.
Right now,
yeah.
The team playing well right now is going to go. They're going to go shit face the rest of the season.
Yeah. That's
okay.
What I said.
Okay.
That's what I said.
So
0-4 from this point out.
I got you.
We got the one.
You got the one. I'm going to stay with them going 4-1. Although I thought they were going to go. I thought about saying 5-0, but this is what I think. I think we're going to finish 3-1. That means they've already won the 4-1 that I said last week, and I'm going to say they're still going to go. We're still going to win. We're still going to win 3 more games and lose 1. My fear is that 1 is going to be Green Bay.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Have a good. And here's the bad. This is the part. Here's my fear. Here's my fear.
Don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Just let it sink it.
The New Year's Eve game. The New Year's Eve game. I believe. Was it Cutler or was it Grossman? Who lost the game?
It's fucking Sproles.
It was Cutler. It was Cutler.
Sproles was that little mouse that nobody could catch, and he just ran over everybody.
Because he had party. He had party the day before. Yeah, it was Cutler.
Fucking Murray's gonna do.
Okay, and finish the statement. Yes, it was a New Year's Eve game. It wasn't the game that we thought. It wasn't. Now we've had 2 games during the color era where we needed the game to make the playoffs. The other game.
Are you talking about? I was just about to say. Are you talking about the game that we needed? We needed to. Well, we had made the playoffs. The Packers were fighting for the playoffs, and Cutler took that game off. He played it.
That was defense. Remember the defensive breakdown.
He played that game. They took him out in the second quarter. It took Cutler out in the second quarter.
What I'm saying is that
saving him for the playoffs. And what happened? They beat us here, right? Wild card in the playoffs. We play them again. And what happened? They beat us again. And who ended up becoming the Super Bowl champions that year?
Was it them? I don't know. Was it that year?
Man, no. I'm not going to even say it. I'm not going to say it.
Okay. So wait. So, yes, there was a New Year's Eve game that was going to get us in the playoffs. I believe get us in the playoffs. I could be wrong.
No.
And Color said something about he was focused on a party or some shit. I think we had already made the playoffs.
Right. We were in the playoffs. We had made the playoffs. Green Bay was fighting. Green Bay was fighting to get into the playoffs.
I know. We've had 2 games that I can remember in the past 10 years where the Packers-Bears at the end of the season was a critical game, either to get us in the playoffs, them in the playoffs, the division, whatever the case may be. and we failed twice. One was a color bad game in cold weather on New Year's Eve, and another was a broken coverage to fucking that damn that hazel-eyed receiver who plays for the Jets now, who's Cutler's best friend. We blew a coverage call. I think it was Chris Conti and Major, the safety. Somebody missed a coverage call, and the dude was wide open. It was a Majors. The whole city erupted. We talked about it on the news for like a week and a half or whatever. So I'm just saying that this is a new regime. No one on that team exists. I'm just saying that it may come down to the last game versus the Packers, or whether we get into the playoffs or not. But if they finish 9-8 or 8-9, if they go 4-1, Eberflus isn't going anywhere.
Another single win season.
Fucking argument over with some fucking idiot saying Cutler's our best QB that the Bears have ever had.
I love me some Jay Cutler. I love Cuddy. I never will stop loving Cuddy.
He's the fucking hottest. He's the hottest.
I'm a Cutler fan.
He's the hottest fan I've ever had. I am a fan. Don't get me wrong. I am a fucking fan. But I don't think he's the best QB.
Although I still love the fact that he's not with Christian Cavallari anymore. Like the fact that she divorced him.
But don't get me fucking wrong. I love me some Cuddy.
He doesn't work anymore. He has no time. He's just like the NFL for a decade.
He does music Mondays, and I post him in my group every Monday. Which Mr. Chicago, I don't know. He's like, "Where's my money? Where's my fucking money?" That's what he always posts him. I don't know what it's about, but you know.
Hey, real quick, this is how we get the number one pick and make the playoffs.
Oh wow!
Of course, Panthers. I don't see them winning. The Panthers are not being another team.
It's just crazy. It can happen. It can happen.
It can happen. Okay, before we get into the betting line,
stranger fucking things have happened. You know what I mean?
Before we get into the betting line, I want to dive real fast again into this drafting. The drafting is definitely something that has been very polarizing with the Bears because everyone's saying. I know you referenced in your rant, in your segment about Shady McCoy. Shady McCoy has clearly not been the biggest fan of JF1. He also isn't a big fan of a particular offensive coordinator, but guess what? The offensive coordinator is a legit coach. So you're not going to agree with everything that someone says on television. I did just recently see the video about Joy Taylor saying the Bears have to take Caleb Williams. They don't have to take him, and this is why. And we had this talk last week. Are you going to take a guy who practically plays the exact same way your current quarterback plays, but is physically smaller? JF1 is 6'3",
and I want to own part of the team.
He's 6. I'm not worried about that. That's a non-starter for me. JF1 is 6'3", 230, 235, whatever. Caleb Williams, if we're lucky, he's 6'1", 6 foot, about 215. They have the same play style. Yet one is bigger, stronger, and more athletic.
And one has more experience than the other. So why would you? It makes no sense.
We know what JF1 is. We don't know what Caleb Williams will be. What is that? So now this isn't the combine. That's what he's listed at. 6'1", 215. Typically, I play college football. The coaches always boost up your height and weight. So that's no different than Bryce Young. He weighed in to like 190 pounds during the football season. He was like 175, 180. Right. But what I will say in regards to that is, and he has the same issues we have about JF1, we have about Caleb, is turning the ball over, not necessarily with interception, but with fumbles. Caleb Williams has over 30 fumbles, not lost fumbles in general. So yes, you're supposed to get better as a pro. But he's not
even in my fucking discussion.
That flaw is a major flaw that changed from college to pro. So what you're telling me is you're going to lead college football, or you're going to be the number one pick and almost lead college football with quarterback fumbles, yet not fumble it when you get to the NFL. It's the same issue we already have. Stay with the guy that you know. Stay with the guy with the talent that's more superior. And let's ride with something else. Trade out of that pick, get some draft pick. Yes. And I think Joy Taylor. I got you. I know what you're about to say. Joy Taylor said something about with the 49ers still trade the 3 draft picks for Brock Purdy for whatever. It doesn't matter because he was the last pick. The 3 draft picks they got were for Trey Lance. It doesn't matter. It's a moot point.
For Trey Lance.
Exactly. It's a moot point. It doesn't matter because they moved on for him.
The bottom line is we need to fucking take a haul for that #1 draft pick, and we also need to make sure that we get fucking MHJ.
You know what?
Bottom fucking line.
Yeah.
Period.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. And I'm saying this. Check us out. If you thought that Poles, got a haul last year, and we keep JF1 this year, what do you think he's going to get for this #1 pick? And matter of fact, he went to the Panthers and picked the player. Actually, he picked 2. They didn't want to give up that DN. So Poles said, okay, give us DJ Moore and 2 first rounds. What do you think he's going to do this year if we keep JF1? And I believe that we will. He's gonna whatever team takes that first pick from us, he's gonna rake them across the coals, man. It's gonna be a haul. It's gonna be a real haul. Now, if he does that, I'm gonna parlay this into this, and then I'm gonna let you go. If he does that, okay, maybe Evil, what's his name, stays, and we get an offensive coordinator. Okay. Okay. How's that, Coach Jeff?
We can agree to disagree all day about that, and I can agree and disagree with you. But we agree on them not getting rid of JF1 because he's the known commodity that we have. And I would take the known commodity that is showing progression than the unknown commodity that I have to start from scratch with. And people keep saying, oh, you start your quarterback clock over. Check this out. Justin Fields hasn't played good enough to demand big-time top 10 money, even if you sign the 5th-year option or you sign to a new contract. So we keep him next year. He's still under contract. We have control over his contract for the next 3 years. You're not going to franchise tag him. So next year he plays under his contract his 4th year. Even if you decline the 5th-year option, you can sign him. But the deal you sign him to, he's not going to ask for Joe Burrow money because guess what? He hasn't played like Joe Burrow. He hasn't even played like the highest paid quarterback in the league who's currently injured, the Chargers quarterback. He hasn't even played up to that level. So he can't ask for that money. So the $20 million you're going to get, the $20 million you have to pay for his 5th-year option, still doesn't hit us in the pockets as far as the Bears. I think us because it's $20 million a year for a quarterback. It's chump change in today's football. $20 million for the 5th-year option, it's chump change. It is. Hey, you got a quarterback,
and you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Look at fucking Burrow. Look at fucking Mac Jones and all this fucking money they paid him. It's a fucking joke.
Well, he got hurt. Joe Burrow's still legit, though. Joe Burrow's a top 5.
Yeah, he is. He's a real deal. He's a real deal.
He wasn't doing great before he got hurt. He wasn't doing great before he got hurt.
I don't know.
Cool last year, and this season it was
Now,
hey,
Trevor
real quick.
Question mark.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add Mr. Chicago to the stage and see what he thinks real quick about signing Justin to his 5th-year option real quick before we start going with the game prediction.
Look at that, wearing a fucking tank top and all.
Mr. Chicago, what's going on, bro?
Need that fan again. Need that fan.
You see Need that fan.
What's going on? What's going on, bro? What's going on?
What's up?
Hey, before you get started, I see that light on in the back. I like that.
Win.
Yeah, listen, man. It was a strong finish to a win that we obviously should have got 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, rather, by the same team. So I have been going back and forth about just looking at where this season has gone to where it is now. It's like, damn, we should have had at least 6 wins additionally to what we've already won. We should have won that fucking game against Green Bay week 1. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We should have beat Detroit both times.
That game was
horrible. That game was horrible. We should have beat Detroit and Minnesota both times, and we should have won that goddamn Broncos game. If you want to throw in that Tampa Bay game, then hell, do that too.
No,
I'm just going to say Tampa Bay game. Broncos.
We should have fucking won.
The Lions, the Broncos, the Lions.
Definitely should have won that.
The Lions, and I don't think we had a chance. We stood a chance with the Packers in that first game, but the Broncos and the Lions, absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
should have had we should have had a damn chance against that Green Bay week 1 because that was the most time you had to prepare for a goddamn team, which was week 1. You had all this time, and this is what the fucking finished product was on that field. But anyway, I digress from that.
But
I will say
that we got to fast forward. You got to fast forward to this game and your opinions on the Bears finishing record. So you had 3 questions.
All right.
How you felt about this game? What is your finishing record the last 4 games of this season? And the Bears possibly trading because they're going to get the number 1 pick. What do you feel about the Bears trading the number 1 pick when they get it from the Panthers? All
right. Well, I'll start off with so far where we are, right, with this significant win that we just got against Detroit. Now, granted, we learned our lesson from the first time we played Detroit with finishing off this fucking game. I was really impressed with the fact that we kept Detroit to 13 fucking points the entire game. Like, we didn't let Detroit was the second highest rated offense in the league coming to that game. So the fact that we were able to shut their ass down and basically take away their 2 playmakers in Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta, like, that says a lot. So I'm going to give Flus a lot of credit for this. Who I'm not going to fucking give credit to is that goddamn Luke Getsy. Because, I mean, he is just – I still saw 17 to 20 points left on that fucking field offensively after we got the damn turnover from JJ. I am sick and tired of seeing this team getting wasteless ass turnovers that equal to nothing. I am so tired.
Oh, that's what we didn't ask, but I will ask you, Mr. Chicago. So what do you think? Is Jalen Johnson worth the money?
You know what?
20 million a year, bro.
Oh, he getting paid.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this much. I will say this. I am of the mindset because I know he's heard the shit I've said about him. So that's how I know he's been listening because he stepped his fucking game up exponentially. Like, I have to give him credit for what he's done because I called him out. I made note of every goddamn thing he's been saying in these interviews because this is the first year I've ever heard him talk at all or this much. So I'm gonna say this much. He does deserve to get paid. Now, the 20 million thing, you know, obviously someone put out a fake ass article stating that he's gonna get I think it was like a 5-year, $93 million deal, some shit, and it came out to be fake. So, okay, I won't believe that. But I will tell you this much. He definitely playing like a player we should be fucking looking to pay. He stepped up his game a great deal.
How long should we be paying him, Mr. Chicago? How long?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know how much we're going to give him.
Wait, Mr. Chicago. So we talked about this numerous times. I said it. F has been adamant that you don't pay him any top 10 money. I said that he's going to get not top 3 to 5 money. That's $20 million a year. I set the perfect slot for him since he still only has 3 interceptions and he still doesn't have a pick 6 because the turnovers are still an issue. I said the slot is between 6 to 10. Really, it's like 6 to 9. That's about 18. That's about 18 million.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Chef. Listen, I think he has 4, but he's also one of the highest rated corners in the league. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say this, Champ. I do think he definitely needs to be in the top 10 highest paid corners. I'm gonna give him that because of his production. Listen, you can't disregard his production and then don't say we don't want to pay him. I'm gonna tell you this:
the number 9 corner makes 16.5, 16.5. The number 9 corner. He's going to get paid more than that. So he's going to be top 10.
He's worth 17 or 18. He's worth that much. Right now,
my biggest
19 million.
I'll give him.
My biggest concern, Mr. Chicago, Coach Chef, Sugar and Vodka. My biggest concern is that they pay him that kind of bread, and then he goes back to who he was.
And
the injured player. Then the injured player.
But listen. I'm going to say that even to that point, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to even address that anyway. So the way we know Poe's moves strategically when it comes to signing these players is he front loads a lot of these contracts. So we can get rid of Jalen after year 2 of this contract if he don't play well. If he starts to decline and he's looking like, okay, now he's a shell of himself or he ain't what he was when he came contract talk, then we can dump off that money on that third year and actually save money and getting rid of him. So the front loading aspect of from a contractual standpoint, I actually agree with that, because now all the guaranteed money is up front. And then once that guaranteed money runs out, if we want to keep his ass around, then we can go ahead and do that. And even on the last year of the guaranteed money, we ain't losing as much money getting rid of him or trading him or cutting him, whatever, come like post June 1st or some shit
I agree.
Year. So,
Thank you, Mr. Chicago. I agree. With
you.
I do think
90.6 is his PFF grade this season thus far.
That's pretty fucking great. Now I'm gonna give him that. Listen,
Hey,
90 is pretty good. Now, if he was 95, that shit great. Like, because there's still some corners that's still better than him, like career-wise, and obviously having a better season. But I will say that he's
younger than him.
I mean, well,
he's not that old. He's like 25.
It's only his fourth year. Like,
right? Yeah, but I'm talking about the wear and tear on his body.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, honestly,
about his contract. Listen, if those rumors are true about his contract, about like 96 mil for 5 years, that's less than what the franchise tag would be per year.
Exactly.
So and think about this though, Em. So, Em, indulge me for a second. I want you to also keep this in mind. We have bitched and complained about how the very players that we've drafted aren't being taken care of in terms of keeping them long term. He's one of those players that we drafted. Now, obviously, Poles and Flukes didn't draft him, but he's been here, and obviously, he's a leader in that secondary. The secondary is playing pretty damn well, considering all the adjustments that's been made since Flukes has taken over play calling defensively. So I can't sit up and dismiss his production and sit up and say, "Oh no, he can go on somewhere else. We ain't got to pay him." No, listen, we got to stop letting quality players go and then thinking we can just replace everybody
that's where I was going, Mr. Chicago.
Great.
Because that's what we do. That's exactly what we do. What you just said. We have to stop that. We have to stop that because that's what we do.
Like, we need to keep JJ because obviously he's been producing.
Yeah, but that's not what we do. That's not what Chicago Bears do.
Well, that kind of shit needs to change.
They don't pay. They don't pay and keep them around. We develop them and then let them go. Amos Andrews. What is it? Amos Andrews, the one that went to Green Bay. Leonard Floyd. We let
Leonard Floyd.
Roquan. So it's a few. So, but you get the gist of it. But I agree with you. But are we gonna keep them?
We need to keep him. Are we? That's the question. But I will say this: you just played Tremaine Edmonds, who's been slightly underperformed, especially by his other linebacker Edwards. You paid him 18. So why couldn't you pay Jalen 18.5, 19.25, and get the deal done? Because cornerback slots 4 through 6 are paid $19 million. So you can still get the deal without paying him 20. I don't think Poles is going to pay him 20. I don't care.
No.
What Poles has done.
But you can't let him go because although yes, you can say he doesn't pick the ball enough. He still leads quarterback on his team in interceptions. He has more than Stevenson.
If you look at the job that Poles has done in that secondary, it's stout. He hasn't missed. He has not missed on that secondary. So even if JJ happens to go,
been playing fucking lights out in some of these games. I need to see more from Gordon. Gordon has been too in and out with this injury shit. I know he's good though.
What are we thinking about DJ Moore's ankle injury?
Stevenson. What about Stevenson, Coach? Mr. Chicago. What about Stevenson?
Stevenson, his breakout game was the last time we played the Lions. He played a hell of a game that game.
I'm telling you, he hasn't missed. He hasn't missed in the secondary, man.
What was the name you mentioned? Who we need to see more from?
Gordon. I need to see more from Gordon.
Kyler Gordon.
Okay. Now he does play a lot of nickel. I think he's a very physical corner. I think he's a very skillful corner.
He's been in and out though.
I need to see more. Because of the fluctuation, I think also I don't think he's targeted that much. If you watch the games when passes are thrown, he's typically, because he's number 6, he's not in his vicinity. Although when he is in the vicinity, he's usually close by. He did have to pick versus Minnesota.
That kid is a missile. That kid is a
But
missile, man. Yeah.
Gary, his talent is his physical talent is undeniable. So what I want to do is I want to jump right into let's see. I got you to ask. Your second question. How do the Bears finish in their last 4 games?
You know, if you asked me this question a couple of weeks ago, I would have told you we may get one more goddamn win, and it better be the last fucking game of the season. We better not lose that fucking game. That's for sure. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I think realistically, I think at the bare minimum we can win 2 more games out of these last 4. I am very concerned about this game Sunday because I don't trust Getsy against this goddamn defense, especially this defensive front. Because if you all remember 2 years ago, the very first time Justin Fields drove a car, it was a goddamn school bus. And had the damn school bus run his ass over the whole damn game. Myles Garrett scares the shit out of me. He is big for no fucking reason. I need somebody to make his ass pee in a cup because I don't think he's real. I think he's a made-up player. He's too fucking big and just too ferocious on that. He scares the shit out of me. And guess what's going to happen? Braxton Jones is going to be dog food out there lined up against him. Darnell Wright is going to be dog food lined up against Myles Garrett on that fucking line. So guess what's going to happen?
That's what I have another question about. Darnell Mooney.
Well, listen, I would get to Mooney. I have a few things to say about Mooney. With this front four is one of the only front fours in the league that don't have to send the whole goddamn house to your.
They don't have to send anybody. They don't have to send anyone.
They front four can get pressure on the fucking quarterback.
They're literally legit. They're legit for real.
And Myles Garrett and I forgot the other guy, but they are ferocious as fuck. And I do not trust Luke Getsy with his screen throwing, jet sweeping game plan having ass against the best defense in football. Cleveland Browns are the best defense in football. And that's saying a lot considering the other damn team in their division who's also one of the best fucking defenses in football. And they play against them twice a year. So I'm very worried about this game Sunday. I don't think we win that game Sunday. So
you got a 2-2 final 4 game.
I can see Arizona and Green Bay. I want that Atlanta game mainly for personal reasons because I live down here. I want to talk shit to the damn Falcon fans down here because I went to the game last year here in the Mercedes-Benz Dome and we lost that fucking game by a field goal. And them Falcon fans gave me shit for losing. So I got to return that shit back to them. We got to win that fucking game.
2-2.
So Arizona, I ain't going to sleep on them because earlier this year they get beat the shit out of the Clown Boys.
4 games. What's the record, dog? Come on now.
That little mouse gonna scurry.
Well, to be on the safe side, I'm gonna say 2-2. And
2-2.
Like I said, listen.
What does your heart tell you, Mr. Chicago? What does your heart tell you, Mr. Chicago?
Realistically, I'm gonna say 2-2. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I got a lot of shit. Listen, people gave me flack for this. Listen, Chef, listen to me. People gave me flack about this statement I'm about to make on this goddamn show tonight. I told people, if we don't win that last game of the year, which is the most fucking important game, both those games against those bastards are the most important game of every fucking year. If we don't lose that game, that's a fireable offense. Because
for the fans, it is, and it should fucking be. It should be.
Exactly. And the main reason is because Ryan Poe said in his very first fucking press conference, and I quote, we're going to take the fucking North and never give it back. But guess who's been fucking owning the goddamn North? It's been them bastards. I don't want to fucking lose another game to them for the next 10 goddamn years. And I mean that shit.
You know what, Mr. Chicago? We never do want to lose to them. We never want to lose to them.
I'd rather lose to Detroit and lose to Minnesota and beat them.
That game, no. The Packers losing to the Packers always hurt the most. So I get it. I think every fan out there that's listening to this podcast feels the exact same way that you do. You know, because I know I do.
As I fucking said, better fucking win that fucking game, period.
Exactly. If you can't win that game, then you're telling me you can't take the North. Because the North consists of those bastards. We can't go 3-3 or we can't go 3-3 or 4-2 and then not win the damn division.
We don't have our producer for much longer. We've got to get to predictions and the betting line before we get out of here. Right. So great conversation. Thank you, Mr. Chicago. You can stay on with us, obviously. Am, do you have the betting line?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, we got the Bears plus 140, the Browns minus 115. We got the over and under. We got the over and under. Yeah, this is FanDuel, baby.
Okay, I got you.
Over and under. We got the over and under 85. I'm sorry, 38 and a half.
And a half.
Right.
Okay, that's the same.
And a half, right. And so the money line for the Bears over. If I bet $20, I win $43.09. If I just take the Bears straight money line for $20, we win $48. Right?
So
the Bears the Browns giving the Bears 3 for $20, that's minus 105, and for $20 I'd win $39.05. So might as well go with the Bears straight money line.
We get a field goal.
Might as well go with the straight money line.
Now, what's the over-under in this game?
38 and a half.
38 point. You better take the under. You better take the under. It's 38 and a half.
It's going to be a low-scoring game. I'll probably say it'd be right at 30. It'll probably be at 30, yeah.
Yeah. Take the under on this.
I want to agree with Amp. So I just checked it right an hour before the show. I checked it. Oh, there you go, Amp. Our producer just pulled up FanDuel. So it just changed again because I checked it at 5 o'clock Central Time, and it was plus, the Bears were plus 3 at plus 104. So they just dropped it by a half a point within the past 2 hours.
So Cleveland is 3.5 favorites or 2.5 favorites.
Yeah, they are.
They just changed it.
You know what?
Okay.
I would take that. I would take that 3.5. I would take Cleveland giving. I would take Cleveland giving away 3.5. I'd take that, but I would definitely take that under at 38 and a half.
Off the subject,
I would definitely take that.
Real quick off the subject, I'm sitting up here. What the fuck are the Chargers getting their ass beat 35-0 in the second quarter? These motherfuckers is costing me money. I got
you.
Austin Eckler and the defense.
I told people to stay away from this game. Hey, look.
Raiders players fucking doing somersaults in the end zone.
Hey, look. I had a guy I used to work with. He called me right before the show started. 20 minutes before the show started. He was like, "Who you got in the game?" And I couldn't remember. I was just like, "Bro, if I were you, I would stay away from the money line and the spread because I don't trust either team." What I would do if I were you is I would go to like those small parlay off bets like Devontae Adams, whatever his yardage is, or the quarterback. Because look, the Chargers don't have a quarterback right now because their quarterback just got hurt. Their head coach is clearly gonna get his ass fired. He's gonna be
fired yet, man. Like Jesus.
Look, man. Hey, man. I don't know.
Hey, Mr. Chicago. It was 21-0 in the first.
So
they slowed it down. It was 28-0 in the first quarter. 21-0 in the first quarter. They slowed it down.
Chargers fans, throw the towel.
If Pierce don't become the damn head coach of that Raiders team, then Mark Davis need his ass whooped. Yeah, Pierce is doing a hell of a fucking job, man.
So look. I couldn't pick what I wanted to. I don't know. FanDuel must have changed something because I was trying to take the Bears spread plus 3 plus I wanted to take the money line and I was going to leave the over under alone because I don't like how the over under is looking right now and it wouldn't let me take it. So I don't have an amount. But here's something I want to pay attention to. They did have the money line. They did have the over under for the first half. The first half under over is 19.5. So that nothing else, I would take the Bears money line and I would definitely take the first half under over at 19.5. I would take the under on that.
Yeah, the under. Yeah, in the first
half. 19.5 in the 19.5 for the first half.
For the first half,
I would take.
Yeah, absolutely.
I take the under.
Ain't nobody scoring that points like first half, man. No, it's not.
Yeah.
So I would take the first half.
Not with that defense, man. Not with that defense. Not with Cleveland's defense creating those turnovers. So I would stay away from that. Listen,
I'm not concerned about our defense getting turnovers from that offense because they missing Watson and Chubb.
I'm talking about Cleveland's defense. I'm not talking about ours. I'm talking about Cleveland defense creating turnovers. I would stay away from that 19.
All right, let's Let's get to our next one. Okay, yeah. Our producer Crazy's got to go, so we got to jump. We got to go. We got to speed through this. I just need all of your answers. We're gonna push past my segment. What's cooking? We're gonna pass by that. We're gonna go straight to the game predictions. I need you all in less than 15 seconds to give me your game predictions. Sugar and Baca, what's your game prediction and who you got winning? Give me your score.
38-21 Bears.
30. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. Okay. Barn burn.
Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Amp?
21-10 Browns.
21-10 Browns. Okay.
Yep.
I got it. That over under is fucking with me. So I'm gonna take Bears. They're gonna score 28 again. 28-17. 28-17 Bears. What you got, Mr. Chicago?
Listen, much lower than that, man. I'm actually thinking either 20-13 Browns or 17-13 Browns. It's gonna be a low scoring game. It ain't gonna be a lot of points scored in this game.
Give me one.
I'm gonna say 17-13 Browns.
17-13 Browns. Okay. All right. We got some predictions. Warren says 28-14 Bears. Can you give me the last four comments, Mr. Producer, before we get out of here? I want to thank everybody who came on today. I want to thank Los Bears Down. That's the son of our co-host Amp. You sure money line straight bet makes. Oh, you make more just on the money line than the straight bet. That's typically true. Yeah, typically true. But that money line is real fickle because it's only like plus 104 or something. So you have to put more money up to win more. That's because the odds makers think it's going to be a really close game. So it's not a big stretch. It's just not the 3.5. It's the plus under that you have to pay attention to, obviously. But of course, you know that.
140 over here. It's plus 140. But go ahead.
Cool. Fans, aka Packers. Okay, thank you, Warren. I know you're in Wisconsin. Your son got it
28-7. Listen, man. Listen, I love these Bears enthusiasm. I love their optimism, but I just don't see that in this game in particular. I really don't. I want to, but I just can't.
The teams the Browns have lost to have been better teams, but they haven't been blowing out teams. Okay, they have not been blowing out teams, so I think it's going to be a close game. I want to thank everybody who came on. I want to thank Mr. Chicago for jumping on with us. I know you have a show coming on. You brought Chicago fan with. Do you have the name for your show yet?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be called Chicago Against the World Sports, man.
Chicago. Oh, yeah, I'm the first guest, brother. I'm the first guest.
All right.
Do we have a debut yet?
You said what?
Do you have a debut yet?
Not yet. That'll be coming real soon. Just stay tuned for that.
As soon as you have that, we definitely will pump that on this show. Thank you, Amp. Obviously, your segment was awesome at all times. Thank you for everybody's time. If I didn't get to your name, I want to apologize. We're on a tight schedule. It is 8:47 Central Time. I know that my man Crazy Ace is on East Coast time. He's got to go. Any last words from you, Sugar and Vodka?
No, just looking forward to the next game.
Okay, remember.
I like to say real quick, thanks everyone for tuning in. Like, subscribe, check out all our shows. Thanks again. And most importantly, thank you, Crazy Ace, for producing.
That's what I was going to say. Like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to like and subscribe. Hit us with the HBO Help a Brother Out special. And without further ado, thank you for everyone who tuned in. Thank you for Mr. Chicago for coming on the last few minutes of the show to give us his input. Look out for his show coming up every soon in the new year. And Crazy A, thank you for producing. And without further ado, I'm going to chop off them deuces.